Now, it is the third anniversary of the Galwan Valley clash that severely damaged India-China bilateral relationship, and with India losing 20 of its army soldiers and China around 30 soldiers. The senior commanders of the Indian Army's Northern Command, including the Northern Army Commander, 14 Corps Commander, along with other top officers, are holding operational discussions in Leh. Now, the meeting includes discussions on the preparedness of the force in this sector bordering China, and also a review of the overall situation along the contentious LAC in eastern Ladakh. Since the deadly 2020 Galwan Valley clash, India has significantly enhanced its military infrastructure, surveillance and also combat capabilities along the 3,500-kilometer long line of actual control with China. Though both the sides have managed to disengage from some of the problematic issues, the two sides are still locked in a standoff in few friction points. According to reports, there are majorly 5 friction points between the conflicted neighbors, with India demanding to restore the status quo prior to the Galwan clash and China refusing to do so, citing illegal crossings on India's part, making the issue a major bone of contention. According to the Indian Army, in the wake of the lingering border row between India and China in eastern Ladakh, the troops and equipment are now adequately deployed to deal with any eventualities as they maintain a focused approach towards defeating any evil designed by the adversary. The defense sources further added that in the last 3 years, India has managed to significantly reduce the infrastructure differential with China along the LAC, with consistent focusing on building helipads, airfields, bridges, tunnels, troops habitats and other required facilities. Following the escalation in tension in eastern Ladakh standoff, the army has taken a series of measures to boost its operational capabilities in the eastern sector that included procurement of all-terrain vehicles, precision-guided ammunition, high-tech surveillance equipment, radars and weaponries. The militaries of the two countries have held 18 rounds of high-level talks so far, with an objective of restoring peace and tranquility along the LAC in eastern Ladakh. The June 15th Galwan Valley clashes in 2020 were the first deadly skirmish between the two militaries along the LAC in 5 long decades. The two sides successfully completed disengagement procedure in 2022 on the 8th of June this year. Indian External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar said that any expectations of normalization of India's ties with China when the border situation in eastern Ladakh is abnormal is absolutely unfounded. Now, for more on this, General V.P. Malik, a former Indian Army chief, joins us live from Panchkula, India. Welcome to the broadcast, General.
Thank you. Good evening to you.
Good evening, sir. Now, the disengagement formally took place in 2022, and since then there have been a flurry of joint meetings, as we also pointed out. Right now, General, how far away are we from a resolution?
You know, there were 6 disputed points between us and China along the LAC. So far, after those 18 round of talks at the military level and many at the WMCC level, that is the diplomatic level, we have been able to sort out only 4. There are 2 major points still left unresolved. One is Depsang Bulge, and the other in the southern side is the Chardingla Pass. And there has been talks going on, but so far these 2 have not been resolved. And according to our sources, they say that unless these 2 are resolved, there is no question of disengagement. So at the moment, the dispute remains there. And as you know, and you said yourself, the External Affairs Minister has also called this as an abnormal situation in which we cannot have a normal relationship with China. So the whole issue is now how to resolve those two disputed areas. One is the Depsang Bulge and the other is Chadingla near Damchok.
Right, now while talks have been ongoing, what is happening at the border, General? Has China tried to redraw the lines yet again?
Yes, because they have, after April 2020, they have indulged in stopping our patrols going to some of the patrolling points that were on the LAC. So whether they intend to draw the line again, but their actions indicate that they will not permit us to go back to the patrolling points that where we were going before April 2020. So that is a big handicap and handicap in resolving this whole issue. Maybe that they want to redraw the border. They have been threatening our main road going from Darbuk to Daulat Beg, Oldi. Some of the points that they have, some of the areas where they have blocked our patrols are closer to this particular very strategic highway.
The Indian External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar has pointed out this standoff. He has called it abnormal, as also something that you pointed out. And he has also said that any talks, unless this is completely buried under the ground, any talks are unfounded. But let's for a minute look at the future. Is it practical to expect a revival of ties between New Delhi and Beijing once this border standoff is resolved once and for all?
Very difficult to say that, but the fact remains that the Chinese have not only brought in the extra forces, almost about 50,000 troops ever since April 2020, but they have also improved a lot of roads and expanded a lot of roads in that area. They have updated their airfield to take fighter aircraft, and now they have also established a number of villages which are dual purpose, where the troops can stay and also the civilians can stay. So with all these activities which is going on their side, and mind you, we've also have to respond likewise, we have also done that kind of a thing. So this three-step which the foreign ministers had agreed earlier, both countries, of disengagement, first was disengagement, then de-escalation, and the third step was de-induction. Now, I can't see de-induction taking place unless this matter is resolved. So for me, to say that things will be normal, I can't see it in the foreseeable future.
All right, General Malik, thank you for decoding this for us on the 3rd anniversary of the Galwan clashes.
Thank you.